We made it.
Are we live?
Indeed.
Right on.
It's time once again to start a new director's dive. Feels pretty good. Feels like the beginning of something great. Because, like you've seen, we chose the Coen brothers, so kind of know what we're in for on this dive, I'd say. But it's gonna be a fun one. Maybe
But yeah,
my favorite. Yeah.
it might be more interesting just because there's more than just like one or two movies that we haven't seen. So
Yeah.
this might be cool
It's
to
gonna be
finish this.
sporadic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like super curious about this first one because I've seen like a lot of their later. Like I really only know them for like The Big Lebowski and Ballad of Buster Scruggs and like some of that stuff. So it was fun going back to see the beginnings, the roots.
Yeah. Well, before you guys want to start with the movie chess picks this week then, or
Yeah,
kind of
let's
even?
get them out the way.
Got a couple picks this week out of the chest. Should we start with Doctor Sleep first, or what?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Yeah, this
Dr.
one
Sleep,
I
the
actually picked
old
this one this week. I was one of the people that picked this one.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Wait, did I pick?
Shining.
Who else picked this one?
I think I picked
That
this one
was
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
I don't
seen this
know
one
what my
before?
picks were. Me?
I have, yeah,
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah,
When
it
it
was on
first
my
came out,
list.
I saw it.
Cool. Yeah,
It was like
missed it
I
in
think my first
theaters.
Mike Flanagan movie, to be honest. Like my first taste of Flanagan, and then I
Yeah.
went and watched, Hill House and all them. So
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't think anybody knew his name like when this came out.
right,
Like he wasn't
Yeah, I
at
can't
all
imagine.
big. He had done maybe like Hush. I watched that one
he did.
before, but
Oh
He did Hush, Oculus, and I think Ouija before this, or
some
Origin.
horror. Yeah,
Yeah,
classic horror shit.
just ones that you would think like, oh, these are just basic horror. Now I'm
Yeah.
sure after knowing what Flanagan's made of, you're kind of interested to go back and see if he like did something, put
There's
his spin on it.
elevated stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
Well,
liking Hush a lot.
yeah, Hush was that was good when I watched it. Pretty basic, pretty simple, but like decently
Well
executed.
executed.
Kind of strange though
he does
because
a lot was simple, to be honest.
yeah, but like his stuff
Yeah.
now is like I gotta just fill pages of dialogue, and Hush there's literally like
Yeah.
none. So it's just like an interesting
Yeah.
switch up.
I think he chooses Stephen King is like the perfect novelist for Mike Flanagan, just because I don't know if you guys have ever read Stephen King books, but like there's nothing for the imagination in those books. I mean, he gives you a character, and a side character can just have like pages and pages just describing everything about them. And you know them like they're one of the main characters. So, and I don't know, it's just the level of detail King goes into. I
Like
appreciate
it's
that
like
with
gross, like
Yeah, I
gross
like that.
details.
Yeah, he's like in
Oh,
their
yeah.
head. Right.
It's great. I love it. So therefore I love Mike Flanagan, and I'm glad he takes Stephen King's works and brings them to life. So it's really great.
He seems like he has that ability with a lot of different like horror stuff with like Edgar Allan Poe, most recently with House of Usher too. So he just knows how to do it. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. What do you guys think about this one? I guess it's like the sequel to The Shining. For me, there was a lot of like different expectations in this movie that I'll talk about. But what do you guys think? Out of like enjoyed, or what do you think?
What I love about Mike Flanagan with his horror, I guess, is that he can be so like subtle with it. Like I think he's mastered the old person in the corner, but like it's not like a sudden thing. It's just like this lurking figure. So like when they're talking to the girl at the beginning, and then it kind of just you just look up and you see a guy standing there, and it's not like it's like shocking, but it's just chilling, And he knows how to make it that way. The atmosphere of bringing just bone chilling without a jump scare. So I think he's very successful, and I think that's what I really like about
Or like
his
when the door's
level of
opening
horror.
and like at the beginning when it's young Danny still and like he's like flashing
Yeah.
back to the hotel with like the hand like coming out of the dark and shit too.
Yeah,
It's
he's
kinda like
just very
chilling instead
patient
of
with
like
it, and it's
yeah.
not like schlocky horror.
tasteful.
It's like, yeah. So I really appreciate that. But coming off The Shining, I think he had to do the things that he did towards the end of the movie to pay homage, I guess, to not only Stephen King's Shining, but also Stanley Kubrick's Shining, because the book ends different than the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of difficult to kind of
Yeah.
melt those together. So
I was
Yeah.
struggling with that like immediately. I was like
yeah,
trying to latch on to like three different people, not the characters. Like Flanagan's, Kubrick, and King. Those are like three super distinct voices that are like,
right.
yeah. So I was like, what?
They clash
Who
a
is
lot in the
talking
end.
here? Yeah.
Right.
I didn't really have that problem, and I think it's just because I didn't rewatch The Shining before this.
Mhm.
And I just had more of a Stephen King feel the whole time and I had no Kubrick.
Yeah. I think I
I felt
experienced the
more
same
King
thing.
too.
Yeah, because I mean, I haven't read any King, and I mean, I haven't seen that much of Mike Flanagan. But I found myself like comparing this to just like the tone of this to that The Outsider series on Hulu,
Mhm.
because it's also very much of like that chilling, kind of this weird mystical aspect to things, mystical monster thing.
Grimy.
So
a little
yeah,
bit.
it felt yeah. So it kind of like felt pretty like stable, like one vision to me. But the end, I could see the end like getting a little dicey for sure.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, to me, I understand. I think it's like more King, and then he has the Kubrick stuff like at the beginning and end. Like the beginning is literally like the old Warner Brothers logo, I think, and it's got
Yeah.
like the notes like that you love. It's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
notice that. Like the music is the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
but
kind of
it, like
thought that was cool.
I don't know. I mean, I've read a couple King books, and I like his writing and I like his style. I like that you can get into the heads and all that stuff. But I find like some of his stuff to just like meander in places that like don't have any like story relevance. I don't know. This movie, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really like this movie. I thought I'd like it a lot more. Uh, it just doesn't hit the notes I wanted it to hit. And I'm not just saying like because I love Kubrick. I like King too. I like it, and I love Flanagan. So it's like I wanted to like it. It just doesn't go anywhere, in my opinion. But
The Mike Flanagan scale, it is, I think, the lowest for me as well. But I mean, I still enjoyed it just because I like moments of, like I said, his patient horror elements that he puts into it. But then towards the end, he kind of had to mix in, like, he had to stay true to King, but also, people are going to see this movie because it's a sequel to The Shining, and The
Right.
Shining, most people will know who aren't King fans or Kubrick Shining. So it's
there's
just, yeah, it's just
a
hard
lot
to,
of like fucking like
Yeah,
Like
for real.
again,
yeah,
I did enjoy this, and I think it was because I didn't go. I went in as a Stephen King movie and not a Kubrick sequel.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's
Like
the
I don't
best
know.
way I think you should have gone into it, to be honest, because it really fucks with you. And that's what it's hard, like, going in, knowing the book material and then going in to a movie. You gotta have to separate the two. And it's just kind of hard sometimes to do that, I
I
guess.
guess my
Yeah.
question is like, to me, the flaws of this almost lie solely on, in my opinion, King, just because the sequel that he wrote is so like not connected in almost any way to the first, which I think King does that. He doesn't give a shit about like writing a like standard sequel where it's like retreading things. It's just completely like, yeah, that dude's 30 years older and he's like living his life now.
I mean,
Did
like
you
I
Which
think
is
it's
did you
just
cool.
read Doctor Sleep?
I think it's just
No.
because it's like loosely connected. I mean,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
basically not a sequel. It's just like the same character from the first one. You
Just
know what I
don't write a
mean?
Yeah.
Like
sequel
Feels
then
more like
though,
it's
like
in that
because like
world.
it's not
yeah,
like
because like honestly, I was hung up on
expanding.
that a lot too. Like when I first heard about this book being made, like in the early 2000 teens or whatever, I thought it was kind of some bullshit because like what it's like a fucking cash grab. It sounds like, but I don't know. I actually did kind of enjoy it. I feel like, uh, I mean, that character
too.
had to be like super fucked up after that. I mean, like so like
Yeah.
And
obviously he's gonna have to overcome some
that's the
shit.
thing.
Yeah.
I think the movie kind of didn't really accomplish and get across was it. So the book and the sequel, Doctor Sleep, kind of connects really well with The Shining. Like, The Shining is
Really?
one of my favorite books. So going into Doctor Sleep, I was on that same, like, this is some bullshit. Why is he making a sequel? You know, X amount of years later for what seems to be a cash grab. But the trauma that he brings on board character, like Danny's character in the book has so much more depth and you understand kind of
I
where
mean,
he's coming
I'm
from.
sure.
But and then also not just that, but Abra, her character is so much better in the book. And the importance of her character is so much more relevant and apparent in the book, and it doesn't come across in the movie. And I think that's the weakest link.
Yeah,
And her
I
and
also
Danny's
kind of
connection
agreed. Like,
just
I feel
kind of
like it kind of
happens in
came
the
out of.
movie.
Yeah, like
Right.
like at the end, like you find out that she's like super strong, or like
Yeah.
it's like not really known until like a ways into the movie, like after they're already like doing shit, that she's like really fucking strong.
Right.
And I don't know, I feel like that's kind of just glossed over. And I feel
Yeah.
like for how old she, like of a just person she is, I don't know. I understand that like if you have magic abilities, you're probably going to think about the world in a different way, even if you're a kid. But like, I felt like she was just way too mature for her age. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. She's still just a kid.
Hmm.
And it's not like she's really experienced that much fucking crazy shit just by having those
Mm.
powers. Not in the same way that Danny did, at least. So, like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's fair.
That's fair, yeah.
I honestly, I think Ewan McGregor was completely miscast in this movie. If not, this was one of
I
his
kind of think
weakest
so
roles I've
too,
ever seen him in.
actually.
Dude, like,
I don't know. I just got flashes of Train Spotting in that first when he like wakes up in
Yeah.
that fucking house with that chick. I'm just
like you're
whoa.
saying, Alex, I
Dude,
could tell
also,
that there
like,
should be so much depth, but I got like no vulnerability. I was never able to like get into
Mm.
Danny. I
I
never
kind of
saw
agree.
Danny. It was like,
I mean, like,
Right.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
fair.
saw like what they were going for, but yeah, I do definitely agree. Like, I feel like his performance did not really carry through, or like just like the writing for his character. I don't know. I feel like he like didn't really show that much remorse even after like he went through the steps or whatever and like became sober and shit.
Mhm.
Like,
And that's the thing. Like the first like 100 pages of Doctor Sleep is still young Danny, and he like has the shine, and he talks to is that guy's name Halloran? He talks to him, but he also like learns more about Halloran's family and his ancestry and how the shine kind of got passed down and the trauma that comes with the shine, but the way to cope with it. But then Danny obviously kind of learns that when he's young from that mentor, but then it
he loses it.
translates. Yeah, he doesn't know how to like handle it well because he still has his dad in him where he's an alcoholic and it's kind of in his blood. So like we've mentioned, it's just it doesn't translate well what the shine has in his past with what happened with his dad and his mom at the
Right.
hotel
That's
happened
right.
to him and how it affected him like tremendously. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to fit that into even this 2.5 hour long movie, but
Yeah.
it could still be sort of
You could have hit some notes
translated,
better,
you know?
man. I
Fleshed out a
mean,
Right.
little better. Yeah.
yeah, it was a pretty slow moving movie for me too. I mean, there
For
were highlights like mostly Rebecca Ferguson. Like
fuck
that
yeah.
whole
Yeah.
magic cult was cool when they're like vaping kid spirits or whatever. But
dude, I'm just wondering like how old like they actually were supposed to be.
hundreds to thousands, right? That's what I was getting. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. She
That
was like
old
she
dude.
alluded to the old dude like being
Yeah.
around like Roman time, like ancient
Right.
Roman
Sting
times and shit.
empires and shit. Yeah.
That's pretty
That's like
cool.
fucking
I
crazy.
mean, that's the shit I
Yeah.
love about King is he'll just like have cool stuff
So
like that,
good.
where it's just like,
Yeah.
Actually, because like I was curious, I was gonna ask you, Alex, about this because like in the Dark Tower, I can't remember if people actually did have the shine. I remember in
Yeah.
like I think it was the seventh book, they like infiltrated that like facility or something, but I thought they were
Yeah.
like psychics. I didn't. Did they have the shine
Well,
or like?
the main boy has the shine. Like
Gotcha.
that's how he
Because they,
like
I
connects
didn't
and
know if they ever like
finds.
called it that. I just thought he was like
Yeah,
psychic to an extent, but like I didn't know if like that was like actually like magic, but I don't know.
yeah.
It's been like 10, 15 years since I've read those, so like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking
That's
about actually
that's
like rereading them, but
you should. I mean, and like you mentioned, Matt, that's what's so great about King is like he can do this weird shit and get away with it. Like the Dark Tower series is like
just
it
wild.
seems low key because not a lot of people talk about it, but it's like one of the greatest fantasy series. It's my favorite fantasy series just because it's so high fantasy where it ties in real world, his world, literally
Yeah,
inserts
he's a
himself into the
character. Yeah.
series. It's fucking
Man,
amazing.
Yeah, I'll just do it.
Oh,
Doesn't give a shit.
that's cool.
Yeah.
and that's what I really liked about Rebecca Ferguson's storyline is in the book, those guys are so fucking cool because you have that mysterious thing about them, like how long have they been around, you know,
Mhm.
and what is this thing that they're doing, this steam as they call it, you know? I don't know. It's very interesting.
Mm.
And the girl that they recruit in the beginning too, another thing that they didn't translate well is how important her character is to Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, she was
They
like,
have
we
just a
haven't
better
had
connection in the book.
whatever she called her in 30 years or whatever the fuck. But
Right.
yeah.
Again, you just kind of have to separate yourself, but then looking at the movie by itself, it's lacking in a lot of spots just as on its own right.
For
So yeah, I
sure.
agree.
Fair
Yeah,
assessment
I get
there.
I get the feeling if I read Stephen King, I'd be in the same boat. But this has definitely convinced me to at least look into the Dark Tower series. Like I've always known I wanted to get into
It
Stephen
rules.
King. So yeah, maybe I'll get into those soon.
I
Should
mean,
I haven't read a good
Flanagan's the
fantasy
guy,
in a
right?
while.
So
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah.
Flanagan's the guy, right? So
Yeah, fuck yeah.
if it gets made, he's the guy that's
Hopefully
going to
he
do it.
makes it.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's in
Sweet.
like he's got the grip on it.
Right.
Hopefully it
Yeah.
Hopefully
it
he can
happens, you
sell
know.
it. Yeah. Another note I had, his name's Carl Lumley. He's the guy who played Halloran, I think, or whatever his name is,
Mhm.
as like the younger or like the version of Halloran that he sees now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a note that like I love so much more like this approach to like trying to get an actor back where you just have like a good actor who kind of looks the part and is like giving
Right.
it the spirit of the character. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it just serves the story and your product so much more rather than like this fucking bullshit like CGI like bring the face back
Right.
onto the guy. Like
Yeah.
just like do it because that guy he's in House of Usher and he's a great actor, man. And like you get the best of both worlds. You get like a great actor and the spirit instead of just like soulless face put onto like
Algorithm.
actor we don't even
Yeah.
know. You know, like
CGI bullshit.
yeah, like same with like Shelley Duvall, like the character who's playing her
Yeah, I
character.
thought she did well.
Yeah, you don't look exactly the same, but that's fine, dude. Like
I have a question though. Do you think they put a prosthetic ear on her to make it stick out like Shelley Duvall's?
they might have,
Or
you know. Like
it kind of looked like it.
Yeah, I mean, do these little things. Like obviously they had like a good wardrobe and stuff to add to it to like
Yeah.
you know sell it, but you don't gotta try that hard, dude. Just do it right. Like have somebody try.
Yeah, it feels like you're servicing the project more by doing that.
Yeah, like with this like CGI face replacement shit, it's like who's it for?
Yeah.
Like
for the type of people who would call out, be like, "That's not the same actor.
Harrison
Who the fuck is
Ford
that?"
looks old. He should be doing it. Well, no, then don't make the move. Like these are like the questions that you should like trace back and then like.
Those are the executive decisions that someone made.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, if they look even remotely like them, I mean, it doesn't take you out of the movie.
Right.
I think that's kind of like with I don't know if you watched the Furiosa trailer, but they have, I can't think of her name.
Taylor-Joy.
Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, playing young Charlize Theron looks nothing like her. Like
yeah.
So it's like that
I
kind of
thought that was
takes
like
you out of
weird
it right off the
too.
jump. They just wanted a big name actress to do it to make money to be Furiosa as young. So I don't know.
I can like kind of see that. You know what I mean? I can like kind of see her as a young. I don't know.
Anya Taylor-Joy just has a very distinct.
I don't see it at all. I don't know.
Yeah,
she does.
Oh no. Yeah.
But hopefully she can get into like Charlize Theron's at least like emotional state because from what I've seen,
if she can do that,
Taylor-Joy, it's not really her bag, I'd say. But
it's not.
In the trailer, like disconnected and like
yeah,
I don't know.
But so yeah, there's two avenues. You just got to try harder. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, right. This is like the perfect example because it's like it's not just like trying nothing. It's like in that middle area of like trying to capture the look a little bit and like the vibe, but not going full ham and just like deleting faces, you know. So
yeah.
It's like willing to take a risk rather than rely on CGI.
Yeah,
it's like dumping money into it.
Yeah, and dude, you're saving millions of dollars. Like it's better for you in the long run too. Like other note I had on this, there's like a very washy look throughout the whole movie that I couldn't really get on board for as much as I wanted to. It's like almost
Okay.
everything is
You mean,
like
like,
washed out and
color
soft
washed?
edges.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I guess it's like, is this supposed to be like the shine is like making you blurry or like fuzzy or I don't know, but like I just don't know why. I just didn't really get the decision, I guess, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 3 stars, I
3.
think.
I
Yeah,
give
I
it
landed at about
4.
3.5.
I landed
Give
at
it
3.5 too.
I give it 4 because of Billy. Fucking
Because of who?
Billy. No.
Dude,
Billy, his AA friend that the chick tells him to like kill him,
Yeah,
like
like-
shoot himself.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
what the
god,
was
fuck?
just
so fucking sad.
I was
Yeah.
like, that was the only dude. I was like, I cared
like
for
10
this
minutes
guy.
before that, he's like, I think he's my best friend.
Right,
I'm
right.
just
It's
like, oh my god.
Billy.
Yeah, and then Ewan, like, I don't think Ewan even like processes that. Like he's
That's
just
what I
I
mean.
know,
I was like,
like,
he has like
what the
almost no reaction. He's like doesn't like
Yeah.
sit there and cry or be like, "What the fuck, Billy?" He's
Yeah.
like,
That's the
"Alright,
thing that
like."
got me this watch through was not only did he not react to his friend, but Abra, her dad, got fucking shanked.
Right?
Dude,
and-
right.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
that's like also like I think that was like right after I wrote that note about her being like mature for her age because I'm like, dude, her dad just died.
Yeah,
and
she's
she didn't even
handling
fucking
like,
care.
murder?
Like
Whatever.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Another Tuesday.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
Dad, you're silly. Shouldn't have got stabbed.
But glad to fill in the gaps on a lot of different things like Kubrick sequel, King stuff, King sequel, Flanagan early stuff. So
Yeah.
glad we got to it.
It's got a lot of stuff to it.
Hell yeah.
Faux show. Moving on to our next movie chest. Might as well just knock it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one I did not pick because I've been dreading the runtime. But,
Same.
I didn't know.
Same, man.
I picked it
God damn
twice.
I mean, it deserves the pick, honestly. I think it's just like when I see the 3-hour runtime, I just don't. I just like,
Oh, I
Yeah,
totally
maybe
get it.
I'll do it
Yeah.
later. I mean, there's a reason why these movies too, like in the movie chest, haven't been watched yet. It's like you haven't gotten to this catalog or this person's movie yet, or it's 3 hours long and you just haven't found the motivation yet. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at with this
I
one.
feel like we're just on this kick of like Civil War era.
Or like
shit,
period
too.
pieces. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that would basically like
Master
if they
and
were books.
Commander.
Like yeah, they're
Yeah.
basically like literary fiction made into films.
It's true.
Like
Yeah.
and I was gonna say, like, honestly, of the ones that we've seen over the last like month or so, like Master and Commander, The Last of the Mohicans, and this, like, I'd say this is the best one in my opinion.
Same.
But I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
most realistic, I would say, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
We of course we haven't mentioned it, but we're talking about Dances with Wolves.
Oh,
Yes,
fuck.
the Kevin Costner classic.
Wait,
1990.
was this his
Shows his bare ass.
directorial debut?
I don't know if it's his debut, but he did direct it. That's for sure.
Yeah. This won 7 Oscars.
Wow.
Best picture.
Damn, seriously?
That's
Yep,
legit.
I can
Best
see
Picture.
it.
Yeah,
Actually.
I can see why it won Best Picture for sure.
So honestly, when I started it, for the first hour before he finally met the Indians, I was thinking, how did this win Best Picture? And is
I was
this
thinking the
going to
same
get
thing.
somewhere? But then after finishing the movie, I thought every minute was deserved. I at least that's how I felt after the 3-hour runtime. I thought it was
For
very
sure.
justified,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I see why it's Best Picture. So
Mm.
I get it. I do.
Yeah, it definitely hits
Same.
all those Best Picture notes. I'd say, like, I think
Yeah,
this one, like, a lot of people try to mimic this style of Best Picture.
definitely. Yeah.
Like,
extravaganza
honestly,
now.
I think my biggest gripe. I was thinking about this after I finished it. My biggest gripe with the movie is that like a lot of the like antagonistic characters in this, or like just like side characters. Like at the very beginning, he encounters like some commanding officer that he talks to about
I
leaving.
pissed my pants.
And yeah, like what is up with that? Like why
Nobody
was
can
that
do
dude?
anything
And then he
about
just
it.
like shot himself. Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I feel like
that
that's
was a
just
hard
like
thing to.
that's just like something people did. I feel like in the 80s and 90s when they just like write a character to be like really dumb and that's like their thing. But in my
Yeah.
opinion, it's just like lazy. But also though, this was already 3 hours as it is. If you gave those characters like more to their character, I think it would just like increase the length of the movie and it's kind of
Yeah.
unnecessary. Like there was that guy, the guy who drove the fucking
His cart.
like
Yeah.
the car, like at the very
Obnoxious
beginning,
ass
like what was
motherfucker.
up with that? He's just an idiot, and like if that's just like who he is, that's like his character.
Mhm.
Or like at the end, like when the other Civil War officers show up, and the one guy like can't fucking read, and he just stole the book. Like, why did he do that? Like, what the fuck? Why didn't he just say that he had the journal? Like, I don't know.
That's
It's
right.
just like character flaw. Like, it's just like that's who they are, and like in my opinion, it's kind of lazy. But it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't.
mean,
I guess like
both
that's
of
kind of
those
necessary
characters,
for it. I don't know.
yeah, it was like necessary.
It's just like fucking
for them at
weird.
time.
Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just like questioning like why they act like that because it's just
Yeah.
like incredibly unrealistic to me. Like
Yeah.
I think
don't know.
that guy's like the lovable idiot. So when he gets killed by the idiot, it's like, oh no, like,
Yeah.
too bad. And then
Yeah.
when
I
it's
did like though.
one dude, it's like, all right, fuck this guy. Like,
I
you
like
know.
how you're like it's heavy one sided. You're on the like Native American side. Like
Right.
I don't know.
yeah.
Like I don't know. I like that at least.
The
'cause-
goofy dude at the beginning with like the farting, I was like, man, what are we?
That's
what
what
is
I'm
this?
like.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
right?
Why is
But
this guy like this? Like
I think
He's
it's
an
like
Oscar?
to tell you
Yeah.
that this guy
Yeah,
obviously
it's
is like he doesn't want to be in this society, like, or this part of society. He doesn't like agree with like this level of like white American culture. So like
Yeah.
he
Wait, that guy?
like the Kevin Costner, like he's like, I don't like
Oh, gotcha. I
my
understand.
companion or whatever because he's gross or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
And
he's
then-
disgusting. The most foul man he's
Yeah,
ever
the
met.
foulest man
Yeah,
he's ever
yeah.
encountered, whatever. Yeah, like so
Pretty
then it's
much,
like
yeah.
he's like a more willing character to see like the highlights of the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the only reason I think that character exists. But he's like already an outsider almost, Kevin Costner. You know, like
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody else is a fucking idiot apparently.
right, right. Yeah, I mean those moments where it's like he's wiping his ass with Dances with Wolves and shit, the paper and stuff like that. I mean, to me, the script is like pretty solid. Like the stories, like it's like they hit
Definitely.
these like metaphors throughout that are like you could say they're like too on the nose, but it's like that did the job. It's just like it needed to do, you know, in my opinion. So like it is kind of hammy in some of the decisions. Like they have to just get there to get to the moment, but they get to the moment and it's like, yeah, okay, you know, like that's how
One
I
of
feel.
those-
Yeah, no, I totally. Yeah, it's just like
One of the
it's just
best
like what the
moments.
fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
the
One
wiping
of the
the
best
ass, I was like
hammy moments.
that, and
The
then like
little
the
tour
shooting
that
of the wolf. I was just like, dude, what
Dude,
are you
I
doing,
know.
guys?
Like, what the fuck, dude? Or when they shot his horse.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm just like, Jesus, this guy, this horse. Oh my, it's like his dog. Like, I don't. That horse
Not
was so
only did they
good.
have to kill his horse, but they shot fucking two socks.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Why?
that
Like,
got rough in that second
it was
hour,
brutal.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I know they have to do this to show this inhumane side of people being just downright disgraceful, but two socks, leave him out of it.
Yeah.
Come on,
He's just
the
a
horse.
titular
What
wolf.
did he do?
Yeah.
Holy shit! But yeah, I
that's
think
rough.
one of the best metaphors that was kind of on the nose was when Two Socks finally took the meat from him. You know, and I thought that was just
Yeah.
kind of like a successful moment of
Mhm.
showing that growth of his character with the kind of nature and being one with the frontier side, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah,
he's
it's cool.
slowly easing into that throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie. And
Yeah.
I thought the narration was pretty successful in this movie too, where it's like letters or like a diary. And then it's like giving you these like checkpoints of like how he thinks and feels right now, how the situation is, you know. And I guess
Yeah.
that's like what a narration is supposed to do, is just like pick you up, drop you off, and then keep you going in the, you know, the next spot. But
yeah,
It's a
definitely.
very like hopeful story too, and like in the sense that it's like, man, this is how it could have gone, right? Like we could have all
Yeah.
kind of gotten along and
Yeah.
you know shared and worked it out, but
Nothing a little coffee and sugar can't cure.
I don't know. I guess I like how it didn't like. I don't like I said earlier. It seems like realistic. Like if some random,
Yeah.
if one dude was just chilling out in the plains, like on his own, like I could see him like befriending some Native Americans. I don't
Mhm.
know, but I mean,
Right,
like
right.
a whole fucking like I don't regiment
Army.
or whatever. Like yeah,
Army,
they're
yeah.
not
Right.
gonna.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
obviously, you know. I mean,
that
don't know.
that
Yeah.
first hour, like it opened me up because I was like kind of ready to not really like this movie that much because I don't really like Kevin
Yeah.
Costner
I also
that much
thought
either.
like
But
the very
Me
beginning,
neither.
him riding out there like after being in the medical tent, Like he like had to ask what was going on. Like, how did he get there? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That was
But
pretty
also,
insane
yeah,
right
just
away.
like him. I'm like, this is almost too much. Like,
I feel that.
That was an on the spot decision, the letting go of the horse
Oh, really?
thing. Kevin just did
I
that, and he
just
almost
felt
ran
it.
into something while
Ah.
doing it. So
Okay, well, they
you
got
know,
the
even
shot.
if you were like making that up, I'd still believe you. I don't know. That
Yeah.
seems like something Kevin Costner would do. Like,
Yeah, but, like once he gets out to his spot and it becomes like the fun and games, like it's almost like a hick Americana, like versus like the wild frontier, and he's like running
Yeah.
out there with shaving cream on his face. It's like this, like
Yeah.
it's stuff that like we can identify like modernly, you know, but like it all would like work back then too, and it's just yeah, it feels pretty good. It opened up the character for me. I mean, I really like this character by the end of it. He's like one of the best characters I've seen in a movie, I'd say. Just as like as far as like honor goes and just like his decisions and what he cares about and thinks and feels. But I couldn't tell if it was like Kevin Costner that really did it or if it was just the great character writing of it all. I don't know. I think he did a pretty good job.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I think it was just kind of how his character was written.
Yeah.
I think a
Starts
lot of
there.
people could have done like the same thing probably.
Maybe.
Not
Yeah.
to say he didn't do a good job, but I mean like I think like his character was just pretty well written. I don't know.
I
Yeah, I
could see
mean the
that.
first interaction with like him and Kicking Bird and the hair in the wind or whatever his name is,
Yes.
just felt like like the coffee and sugar interaction. It's just like smart, just like
yeah, he's like
felt
curious,
right, felt
already
good.
like an
Yeah.
open-minded guy by the beginning of the story. Like,
Yeah, they're all
Yeah, it's
just
nice.
they're both trying to kind of communicate and learn from each
Mm.
other already. So it's like, all right, this is like a good foundation, the right foundation,
yeah,
whatever.
The
yeah.
right foundation.
The right foundation.
I loved the buffalo shots in this movie. Those were great. I've been watching some
Yeah.
like Frozen Planet Earth shit again though, so it's just like
Yeah,
it's hitting the
Dude,
spot.
nature.
Mhm.
I found out like a couple months ago that when settlers first came over here, like I guess there were like an estimated 30 to 50 million buffalo in the wild, and like settlers just murdered the fuck out of buffalo like endlessly until there were like an estimated 300 buffalo in the wild. Just so like they didn't even eat the buffalo. They
Yeah.
just took out the buffalo because they knew it was Native Americans'
Oh.
like main food source.
Right.
Oh
And
wow.
It was just to exterminate the Native
It's
Americans.
just that
Like
much of
30
an
million
Wow.
to 300. Like you can like look up pictures of just like mountains of fucking buffalo
Mhm.
skulls that they just like threw in fucking piles.
Yeah,
Like
it's disgusting.
it's like it's horrible. Like it
Mhm.
is terrible.
yeah. I mean, this movie.
This is like so fucked.
Yeah, this movie tries to get there a little bit with like the buffalo being skinned or whatever that they see, and it's like they didn't even
Even
like
the
do
meat.
anything to the meat. Yeah, they just like
Mm.
it's like disrespect. Yeah, man, it's just
White
disgusting.
people.
Yeah,
What a
it's
bang
just
up job we do,
terrible.
eh? What a bang up
Mm.
job.
Yeah, I mean, it shows what they really like. I don't know. The guy who wrote this script, he actually wrote a book by the same name, so he wrote both.
I did
Shows
see
what
that.
he
It was
thinks, at
written like
least.
I think it was like 2 years before this movie came out.
Makes sense. Yeah,
'Cause
Okay.
I think it was written in 1988.
cool.
And this came out in
Yeah,
1990.
I mean, definitely didn't lose anything in the translation, I'd say then. But
Yeah.
Plenty of time to.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
definitely tell.
I mean, the pacing didn't even really hurt. I think I only checked the time at like once near the end.
Yeah.
Just to see like, because I figured it was getting close.
Yeah, it moved pretty well for me too.
It
You know,
moved pretty well, yeah.
I think it deserves 3 hours. I don't know if I think I'll watch this movie again. You know, every once in a while, I'll put it on. I don't know if I'll finish it, but like I'll definitely
Yeah,
watch
I
it.
was like comparing it to like Last of the Mohicans and even like Killers of the Flower Moon. I'd probably watch this one.
Feels good to watch
Over
this.
those others.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
I don't know.
definitely like this one better than The Last of the Mohicans. I don't know. The Last of the
Yeah.
Mohicans was just like, I don't know. It's just like fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't get the Last of the Mohicans hype.
I don't
It
either.
came out after
Yeah.
this one though too, which we were talking Last of the Mohicans, like it was like tasteful. But this one like set the precedent, and then Mohicans comes in and just tries to like do like a kind of a different spin on it or something, you know, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's a little different time period, but
Mhm.
still, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that is a little bit
Doesn't land.
earlier.
It's like the
More like
revolution.
1700s or something instead of
It's kind of-
1800s.
It kind of makes me think like Day Lewis was like trying to like I can do that.
Let me
You
get
know,
out my
like
Oscar
yeah,
shoes.
it's like almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like a
Even had the
middleman
same
between.
bad Indian.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's true. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yep.
Damn.
Michael Mann.
I also want to say that the making out in this movie is on another level. Like
Holy shit. I was thinking that too. The chemistry is like, I'm pretty sure they were fucking.
they're like, I mean, when they get
Yeah.
into the same shot, they're just like magnetized by the lips, like,
Yeah.
and they're
crazy,
just like
like, when
going
he
Hold her
down.
comes
back
back-
behind a tree like 2 or 3 times. Like,
And when he
It's
comes
insane.
back and they just start like going at it in the snow, I'm like, yep.
yeah.
That's,
Dude,
oh,
like
that's
pretty
immediately.
realistic.
That was
Yeah.
melting.
Yeah.
She
A
like
little
rips him off the
steamy.
fucking horse.
I just
Yeah.
went for it, man.
Did you recognize her, by the way, from House of Usher?
shit.
No,
She's the sister, I'm pretty sure.
really? Wow, did
Yep.
not recognize that.
Very young and without any work done.
All right,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah.
I like her in House of Usher.
I saw hints of her, and I was like, she looks so fucking familiar.
I did not look her
But
up
yeah,
at all.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
That's cool. That's cool. And yeah, same with the dude from Doctor Sleep being like the main guy. And
Yeah.
good shit. Good shit. I'm gonna give this one, Dances with Wolves, 4 stars. It's a
That's what I think.
solid movie.
I think I'm gonna do 4.5.
Yeah.
I really liked it at the end.
I
It
could
really
actually bump it up.
sat well.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I did like it. Yeah.
The
This
ending
is-
was
good.
fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like watching the regiment kind of just like fall flat. Like that. Yeah.
It's kind of a sad like
Honestly,
little text
though-
block though at the end.
Yeah.
right.
I mean the reality of
They,
everything.
by the way,
But,
they
like,
still
still-
got fucked.
It's
Right.
like this
Yeah.
story concept, or like this like this is like essentially the same thing as like Pocahontas or Avatar, or like almost even like Romeo and Juliet. I feel like this type of story is like just kind of like
Universal almost, and-
modular or
Yeah,
universal,
comes back to Shakespeare.
timeless. I don't know.
I mean, there's a
Always
theory
comes back
that you're only like all humans are only telling like the same 7 stories or something like that. I don't know the fully in depth
Yeah.
what it is, but it's like they all can like funnel into it's like food or whatever, that argument, right? It's like everything can be like
Yeah.
a sandwich or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, soup sandwich salad. and
right.
Yeah,
It's gotta be
ravioli
one of those
soup.
things.
Ravioli
Hot dog
or
sandwich.
something.
Gotta be-
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
be Romeo
yeah.
and Juliet, right? Like yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as like movie chess picks too, like a lot of them tend to be like mid / like not as good. This one, I'm happy to say it was like it
Yeah.
exceeded what I was
Upper
expecting.
level,
So
upper tier.
Hey, way better than
Definitely.
Swordfish or Leaving Las Vegas.
that's for damn sure.
Holy shit. This has been a big one on my
Sheesh.
list too, so it's nice to finally watch
sure.
Kevin
Yeah.
Costner's Dancing with Wolves or Dances with
It's
Wolves.
And that
Yes.
bare ass.
Badass Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought it was like funny how it held on that for a sec, where he's like, "Oh, I guess I did just like approach that man bare ass naked."
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Like,
shit, I'm naked.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but think at moments in this, I was like just thinking Saul Goodman really is really good in this movie because he plays the Kevin Costner thing.
Yeah.
But
I just kept
Yeah.
thinking about Yellowstone. I've never watched Yellowstone, but
yeah.
Kevin Costner is like apparently he just like literally walked away from that show and being like, I don't need
Yeah.
it. Like
pretty
so he's
much.
just a
He-
man
he's
who
on
just
to
does
his
whatever he wants.
5-part, like he's doing a 5-part saga movies now.
Oh,
It's
really?
like you go for it, man.
All right.
Do it.
Like in the Yellowstone universe, or it's like
No,
he's
his
just
own
doing his own thing
like
now.
Frontier saga. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Costnerverse.
Okay, that's just ego, bro. Like he's like literally he does 5 seasons of a show and he's like, I could do it better. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
Good job on
I'm here for it, to be honest.
These Hollywood personalities.
Good
Yeah.
job on Dances with Wolves. I think it might have hit like a sweet spot of like Costner's ego plus the book plus like 90. like
Dude,
I don't
is
know if
Waterworld in
and then
the
he
movie
gets to
chest?
Waterworld and it's like no. I mean it could be.
Well, that's the
I've seen it
that's
though.
the thing.
Yeah, might as well throw that bad boy in there, right? Like,
That bad boy. Yeah.
That's the thing about like this and Waterworld. Like this is Kevin Costner full on having full control of this, and the Buffalo stuff was super practical. Waterworld, he wanted pretty much the same thing, but that's what drove the movie into the dirt. Was that he
Right.
was like, we got to do it on the water. We got to do this. We need real explosions.
Don't you know who I am? I
Yeah.
did Dances with Wolves. Like I know that's
Yeah.
like the vibe.
Seven times Oscar winner.
Kevin Costner.
I
I'll grow
wonder
the
how far
mustache
off.
back. God damn it! I'll do it.
Don't make me.
All right, at least throw for the love of the game in there, right?
That one's in there. I think that one's in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Yep,
Alright.
that's Sam Raimi, isn't it?
I think so.
Or
I don't really know.
Is it?
I think
yeah,
it is.
I
Like
think it is.
strangely, yeah,
Weird.
yeah, definitely.
Huh.
Well, yeah.
Well.
This was a good pick. I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good.
Same.
Too.
Got the next picks ready. We can do them after. We can do them now. Whatever you guys want.
I got my picks ready. I'm ready to go. So
I think
whenever.
I had
I
mine
do
pretty
not have my
far,
picks
but-
ready.
Oh,
God
my
damn it,
goodness.
man.
I think I'm just gonna.
I would do it after.
I'll just pick some random shit.
Yeah.
Pretty random. Do you want to go now? You want to wait, or what's
Yeah,
the move here?
let's do it. If
Oh,
if
shit,
you're all right
okay.
with it.
We going now?
Wait, are we texting or putting it in the
Texting.
Discord?
I'm gonna go in the Discord.
Oh shit. Okay.
In the movie chest one?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm going.
Oh, we have a front runner. Let's see.
Hell yeah. All right.
Okay.
It's only a matter
wow.
of
Yep.
time for this one. I feel
Tra-
like.
training day it is.
It's
Yeah.
came up a couple times.
I didn't
And
move
this
it
is, like,
down
so
because I
far.
figured it would get picked, honestly. So that's cool. It's a long time coming for me.
Yeah.
I actually have never seen this.
Has anybody?
Me either.
Same.
Nope.
No.
This will
Wow.
be interesting. Nice.
Anton Fuqua, Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke. It's gonna be
Mm.
cool.
Well, that'll be next week. But shall we wrap up our chats on movies with the start of a new director then?
Let's do it.
Let's.
Or directors,
Yeah.
I shall say, I guess, because got our first duo directors. And yeah, kicking it off with the Coens, Blood Simple, period. I'm told that there is a period at the end of this title,
There is.
All right.
Cool.
and it matters. But anyways,
Is it a
19
sentence?
Blood Simple.
Blood is.
I guess it
Yeah,
could be,
sure.
right? Does that work as a sentence?
I don't know, dude. Why does it have a period at the end then?
I don't know.
Is
These
there
guys just wanted to be
a-
edgy. They were starting
Yeah.
out.
Fucking style points.
Yeah,
man.
literally stop. But they're
Alright,
trying
cool,
to trying to flex, trying to be
They-
cool.
They have since said this is their worst film.
I saw that.
I
Yeah.
waffled
Yeah.
on the rating for
Really?
sure.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too. I
I'm
might
not gonna
actually
lie
go
to you.
down.
Me too. Me too.
Really? I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved this movie. Like,
Really?
Fuck
I
yeah.
I almost gave it 5 stars, but I know that it's not the. I think there are flaws, but I want to watch it again just to like see if it hits me in the same way. I fucking
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
It was so good, was it? So this is what I've been saying with Tarantino, greatest directorial debut, closely followed by these guys. Like
This
this
one
movie
is
fucking
so
rules.
solid. It's
Mm.
so like
Yeah.
contained and like measured, and you wouldn't expect that from first time directors. Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I got more to talk about it, but I don't know.
The
I guess
way-
like
the
the
story and the constant like just being on the edge of everyone's on the edge of like their seat of like
decisions,
how is it right
Yeah.
everything that's being made, the decisions that are being
Marty and
made out
yeah.
of like
the movements,
lashing
like
out and
literal
it's
like
crazy.
trigger pulls are like you're counting
Right.
them like along with like
Yeah.
oh that scene is fantastic.
true.
But I guess like my main argument here is like because I saw that the Coen brothers called this crude, and I was like, I guess, like it is like it's like obviously like a first attempt at something. And at the end, if I'm just gonna jump to the end because it like made me question like the full quality of this, which was like I love the final scene with like the shootouts that happen, and then she shoots through the wall or the door, and then
Yeah.
it's the guy lying on the ground like in his death scene, and you just see the drips coming down. And to me, like the drips are not like linked to anything metaphorically, but they nailed the essence of like the film, where it's just like this ongoing like unease. I don't know. It just, or like, it's like the last moments of that guy's life too, and he's just got one thing to focus on, and it's water drips. I don't know. So like, I think like you see the end of this movie, and it's like, what? Okay, it just ended. But like to me, it just, I don't know. Maybe it just hit me right. But I guess my question is like, is this a good ending? Is there like meat here in the story, or is it just all style with no like added
Well, that
oomph?
that's what's I think so great about it is that every character has pretty much the same sort of motive, but they never know and it's never communicated to one
Yeah.
another on what's happening. So like when she shoots that guy and she's still thinks it's her husband, she still doesn't know that he's dead. It was never communicated to her
Yeah.
from the guy because early on in the movie, it was planted in his mind to not trust her because she says, "I'm not being funny," or whatever. So
Right.
when she says that to him, it plants it in his head, like, "Am I getting fucked over here?" And it's just the
Mhm.
writing in this was so fucking good because everything you're thinking, "Oh, no one would not communicate this," but they hit those points of such smart dialogue that it's like it works.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's just really good writing. Um,
For
I
sure.
don't know if that I got around. I think I
No, I
got
think
carried away
yeah.
with the
No, I think I
No,
got it.
answer
no.
there, but
I love that was like one of the scenes that definitely like captured my interest. Was like because yeah, it was like those weird things that link together are perfect, and like things that don't are perfect in this movie. Well, yeah, I think it's just a testament to the writing.
Yeah, I mean it's got the foundations of Cohen shit. Obviously, if you know what Cohen brothers do, it's like these miscommunications or like kind of misconnections
Yeah.
that just like unravel in ways that like
Mm.
yeah,
in the character. And I mean that's what they're great is like the characters don't even get the resolutions that you'd want, but they
right.
just they get resolutions. So like that's good writing in my opinion. But like
Yeah, and I appreciate this, like you said, this one's tone, because I think like after this, like a lot of the Coens is pretty like happy go lucky, like they just have more fun with like the absurd miscommunications and
they
like
have like two
so
different throttles for me. It's like
yeah,
we're going this is like their first gear where it's like kind of dramatic and just kind of like gritty
yeah,
crime stuff, and then they go
right,
full they
darker,
go and it's Raising Arizona next where it's just like
yeah,
wild fucking like zany shit.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
Fargo
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
too,
it's like they can
yeah.
operate in between there somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not
Was
used to that, so when I watched this one, I was like, "Damn, this is like that cool slow burn thriller." Like,
Mm,
I was pretty down with it.
for sure.
Yeah.
what'd you think, Joe? You haven't said much.
Like, I think I was down for the most part. I didn't really like the like private investigator character. A lot of his dialogue at the beginning was just like useless nonsense, and I think it was just to like let on to like how he actually like because he was pretty capable. I think he was smarter than he actually like was trying to let on, and that was
Mhm.
like how it was supposed to be made out. But I mean, like he said things like he couldn't even like pat his hat or like shit that like literally didn't even make any sense. So like I guess like that kind of took me out of it a little bit. And like I feel like his character was just like too maybe this is like what I'm in for
Uh,
here for like Coen Brothers shit, but like I don't know, I guess like it just took me out of it personally.
but when
And
he
then
leaves the
also
lighter and he's like, "Who's the idiot
Who's
now?"
stupid
I'm
yeah,
just
now?
so
like,
oh
yeah.
yeah, okay. So I thought it was smart that he like, like took the other guy's gun, killed the guy with it, so it looked like, he was
Mhm.
never involved. And then
Yeah.
he did have to like get his lighter back. And then after that, there was a scene when he was in there where I'm assuming he just like thought that the woman like knew like he was there or like might have seen him. Otherwise, I didn't really see a connection on why he came back to kill them because like at that point he would have gotten away free and like he would
think
have been never like been assumed that he would have been involved.
well, I think wasn't it because after he shot the guy, he said, "You have something of mine." He's looking for the lighter, right? I
Is he?
mean,
Yeah,
I gotta
evidence
watch
that
it
Yeah.
he
again, obviously.
was
He said it. He was like, "You have some
I guess
personal
I
property
didn't
of mine or
see.
something."
Did he get the lighter back? I guess I just didn't
No,
even see
that's
I don't
what
think he
happened to
did.
the
the
lighter.
thing. There
So
was
okay, so
He
that's
never
why
he
he
never
was still
had
like
it.
paranoid and ended up
right.
going after them because they
Yeah.
That's
thought that he
what's
was. Gotcha.
Yeah.
that's what
Um,
it just plays into the rest of the movie where there's not full connections to anything,
yeah.
Yeah.
where he
It's
doesn't
mostly characters' assumptions that are like driving
Right.
it.
It is
right.
kind of a
So he's
leap
like,
of
"Oh, they have a
assumptions
lighter."
to say that
Yeah.
he would
Right.
have the later, though. But yeah, I mean, it is all just like the
Mhm.
miscommunication of it all.
I guess like that just felt loose to me,
That,
but
yeah, I get
That's
you.
I don't
fair.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like other than that, I thought it was good. I liked. I don't know. Like if you separate it based on like those two halves, based on like that point, like the two halves are good. Like I think like it was smart writing. It's just like yeah, those were really the only things that bothered me about this movie. But
I
I
get
feel
you.
like they did have a big impact on like how I did interpret this movie because like
Mm.
I think I wasn't expecting. I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough of the Coen Brothers shit to like know how zany like I'm in like what kind of zaniness
of
I'm in
turns.
for
Yeah.
Yo,
this
have you
dive. Like,
seen Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
I mean, I
Like,
have, and I've
it's
seen The Big
wild.
Lebowski. I've
Okay,
seen
okay,
like
yeah.
fucking Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Like,
Yeah.
so I've, like I think I have like a picture, but like I don't know.
I'm excited for Burn After Reading. That one's gonna be a fun one to read.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god,
God.
yeah, that's a good one.
I get what you mean
Hail
though, because
Caesar too kind of slabs, but
yeah, it's gonna be nice
Yeah,
to
that's
revisit
a
all these.
underdog. Yeah.
Specifically with the investigator character, I get like the first introduction scene to him. I think I almost like checked out of that scene a little bit because it was just
That's
so
what I'm
like
saying,
hammy
like-
and
I know
like
what you mean.
not even like engagement. And at the start of this, I had a little bit of struggle just engaging in all where I was at the beginning because you start in the car, it's great shots and beautiful, but
Yeah.
you
The
start
dialogue is
basically
kind of
yeah, and
You're, like,
you start
engaging
like
at the
in the
start.
midst of the situation because they're already started cheating and they've already like down this
Mhm.
road and they're talking about somebody that you don't know about. So it's like a little bit. It takes a minute to get onto the track, I'd say, and then once you do, once like it all kind of like starts moving, then I didn't have any issues. But I get what you mean at it was like hard at the
It's-
beginning for me a little bit.
what paid off, I guess, at the beginning, it is kind of disorientating, but when she says that he got her this pistol for her birthday or for their anniversary and that she had to leave before she shot him with it, it kind of it was like the perfect seed plant for later on when he found the pistol in there and he was like, "Oh, so she actually did come to finish to do what she said she was going to do."
Mm.
So I just think like it was yeah, like you said, it was disorientating in the beginning, but after in hindsight, you're like, that was the perfect seeds being planted. I don't
Yeah,
know. It just and it sticks you right into this situation where you're just seeing the sort of the instant dishonesty and I don't know, all
yeah,
this stuff that
and you're
goes
like
awry.
you're on their side because like you start the movie with them. But
Right.
then like you like start to like
I
they
feel
they
for
bring
Marty
in
a
the
little
husband
bit.
character and like
Yeah.
kind of like you spend like 20 to 30 minutes with him a little bit
He's an
and
asshole, but it's like
and then when
kinda
you're
for
burying him it's
good.
like you have
Yeah.
like all these mixed like allegiances, and that's what makes
Yeah.
it great in those moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, like
Yeah.
he was always gonna get caught. Like, burying that dude just in the middle of the
Yeah,
fucking, you
dude.
can see the fucking tracks.
Right.
Like, I mean, like
Yeah, there's like a neighbor's house like in the morning that he sees. He's
Yeah,
like right
dude.
next to somebody's house. Like, yeah.
But like
Dude,
in the
it's-
dark, you don't see like any of that shit.
Right.
He's just like in the middle of
Yeah.
fucking nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
As soon as he started trying to like mop up the blood with his jacket, I was like, "What are you
Nah,
doing,
nah,
guy?"
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's like dripping more blood as he's like trying to clean it.
like, scrubbing that up. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that the confrontation scene with I don't even think you know his name, the investigator, and then the husband,
Yeah.
Marty,
Mhm.
husband.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean that scene I think brought the movie to like a height of into like just straight up engagement or just like enjoyment.
Yeah.
But
Because like I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was like I don't know. After that, I feel like I was pretty engaged.
for sure, it like woke you up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Great scene. I loved the image of like the fan spinning above his
There's
head.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this
Yeah, I
plotting,
like
but
that.
also like literal stuff like hanging over his head that he can't deal with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Stuff spinning ahead of. Yeah.
mhm.
That's
I mean,
nice.
Coen Brothers are just like this is their first attempt too, so it's kind of cool to see them just like instantly get their hooks into characters. Like John Getz, the guy who's the main guy, I like that guy as an actor, and especially like his protagonist roles. He like brings in a level of like I don't know. You can tell he's like thinking and understanding it all. He's like smart, but he's got like this level of like I don't know
Pretty
intricacy behind
solid
him.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But just like with he's like coming out with the gun, he's like pulling up his pants when Marty shows up at his house. Like it's just like these you instantly get the vibe and the character in the moment, and it's just like that's like Cohen magic to me, where it's just like these great character moments that you like understand and love, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think the camera work like does a lot for that too. You know what I mean? Like the amount of time it hangs and scenes are on Jay, or like when Marty shows up to their house and like it's like almost that weird like handheld run up
Mhm.
to Francis McDormand, and then Jay appears later. It's like I don't know, just captures like those characters and the chaoticness of it all.
Yeah.
It's nice.
A very young Frances McDormand.
Very young,
First
yeah.
role, I think.
Yep, first
Really?
role, then met her husband. You know how
That's
it goes.
it's a good pairing
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did also want to note, I guess, I don't know how much of a like how much it really plays in the long run, but like this is Joel Coen has like sole directing credit on this movie.
Mhm.
It doesn't actually become like the Coen brothers until I want to say like the Lady Killers or something like that. It's like later.
Yeah, it's later on in their career.
He
Like-
Ethan Coen has like writing credits every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if this matters at all, but it's just like how they've been billed. So
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Interesting. Interesting
yeah.
how it like evolved.
Right. They formed a partnership. Then they have broken up and now they're going to come back together again. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that they were not making stuff together.
Yeah,
but
a
are
couple
they
of years here.
trying to make more?
I think they are talking about doing another one now. Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
Come
Yeah.
back.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of like Coen brother classics, I felt like there's a lot of like cars in this one, and I think like in Coen brothers in general, there's a lot of like maneuvering of vehicles, like in and out of vehicles, and like the vehicles themselves like are like so like lingering, and they play like a character role almost. Like I don't know.
for
I just
sure.
made that note here.
Fargo for sure. I
Like a
feel
car
that,
on like a deserted road, like that's
Yeah.
Cohen's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah,
Definitely.
That's cool. There was like a pretty subtle score to this too, wasn't there not? Like there was a certain like jingle that kept replaying, and I can't remember how it went, but I was just like, damn, I like this. Like I it was like a weird trill. It was like a
Was it
you know
was it
like
like
I was
playing at the beginning? Was it playing like during the
It-
intro sequence?
it might have
when
been
they're in the
yeah.
car?
Yeah.
I think it played there, and I think it definitely played like near the end
Hmm.
when the private investigators is like kind of invading
Hmm.
the apartment or whatever.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was just like damn, and I think it played maybe like one or two other times, but I was like, damn, this is helping nail the tone. Like
Mhm.
I don't know, just noticed it.
Speaking of the song though, like the cut to credits song too, I think that sold a lot of the love of that last moment too, where it's like
Mm.
it's the same old song. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just a banger.
Yeah.
It's like I mean
The affair story,
yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, it was kind of like a trap almost to come from Tarantino to the Coens a little bit because they have like similar machinations, but
Yeah. Their care for characters is very like
apparent.
palpable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they're having fun too in similar ways. But like the cut to credits, like with a banging song, like that does so much for your movie. It just
Yeah.
it leaves you.
Gotta
there.
have those needle drops.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Leave people feeling good.
I will say I do want to watch it again because I wanted to give it 5 stars out of
think
just
I would
pure
too.
love. But I know there was a dream sequence like 2/3 of the way into the movie with Frances McDormand's character
Frances
that
McDormand,
completely
yeah.
took me
Oh,
out of the
yeah.
movie and almost like killed any
Forgot about
like
that.
momentum that it had. I don't know. You definitely don't need that. I'll see if it like really tanks it again for me, but
I think
That's
I
the
just
one.
blocked that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
just
I
like
was playing
not
it, I was like,
necessary. Yeah,
I was thinking though, I feel like we talk about it every week, the rewatchability of movies, or just like
Yeah.
I guess like I never really like thought about it, but like yeah, I feel like the more I don't know, the more I'm gonna watch a movie, the more little shit I'm gonna pick up. Like I feel like watching this, I probably will make more connections. I don't know, like
Yeah.
watching this again, I feel like I would feel better about it, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
there's a lot of layers in
Rewatchables,
this
man.
one, and
Mhm,
for
Cohen's
sure.
too. Yeah, you can miss stuff, and then like there will probably be like legitimate like we just talked it through here. This one where it's like, did he get the lighter? It's like you have to like make the connections for it to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
And
so
like
many
I feel like
connections.
yeah, I would like know
Yeah.
what's coming, so I'd be like make that connection or like be able to
Right.
see it like ahead of time
It's
in this situation, you know?
Mm.
It definitely
Mhm.
paid off for this movie for me because I did have it at like 4 stars, and I was kind of questioning. Like I knew it was a great debut, but the second watch kind of just like solidified my thought process there because I really honed in on the writing and the decisions made by the characters and how it kind of just, I don't know, it definitely helped make this movie almost perfect. So the writing
Nice.
itself and the choices of the characters.
Yeah.
So I think the rewatchability, like going in and just rewatching it, will help
Yeah.
in the long
Yeah,
run.
I waffled between 4 and 4.5 for pretty much the same reason. Because once I was done, I was like, "Damn, I kind of want to watch this again." Like,
Same.
yeah,
Same here.
I actually gave it a 3.5.
That's fair.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think like the vintageness of it too, like it endeared me rather than pushed me away of it too, because I
Yeah.
I could see it not landing in certain ways for people. I think it's just I love the Coens too, so I was just on board for it. So
yeah,
It's hard to not be biased.
right,
yeah,
yeah, and this, I mean, we'll talk next week about Raising Arizona, but this, like now seeing this and Raising Arizona, it's like a 1-2 punch for them. That is like that's fantastic. It's like a real
yeah.
eye opener for their career. So
They come out the
Nice.
gates fast and hard.
yeah. Yes.
Nice. I haven't seen either of the like. I didn't see this, and I haven't seen Racing Arizona. So cool.
Have you seen who hasn't seen Raising Arizona then? Joe?
I have not.
Okay, so me and Alex have seen it.
Yep.
Cool.
Ooh.
It'll be good to rewatch. That's one too that I was like, I
Definitely.
might have to give that 5 stars the first time I watched it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So we'll see this
Okay.
time. We'll see.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty excited about this rewatch because I really did enjoy it the first time. So I want to see if it pushes the envelope this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like this will
So-
be another hard ranking to make by the end of it.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel that.
a tough one.
Well, good
Yeah,
starter
fun
for the
watch, though.
Coens. Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
to see what's
Yeah.
to come.
Hell yeah.
You guys want to talk anything? You've been watching anything cool?
Honestly, I
been-
haven't had much time.
I've been making some progress on The Sopranos.
Hey.
I
I'm-
need to.
I'm like a
fucking catch
couple
up.
episodes into season 6 now.
Oh, sure,
So like
okay.
I'm
Hell yeah.
almost done.
Yeah. Moving.
Damn.
Shit has been
Yeah.
going down. Like
Mhm. Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
no spoilers, but yeah, that last like
No,
season 5, season
season
6.
5? Oh yeah, the last couple episodes of season 5 are just like holy shit.
Wow. Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
that was a shocker.
And I
need
mean,
to
even
make-
the first couple episodes of season 6. But at this point in season 6, I'm kind of like
You know what you're in for.
kind of over it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I like
sure.
know what I kind of like see where it's heading at this point. So
I'm curious when you guys get to the end. See what the vibes are. So
when I get back down into God's country, I'll sit down and
Binge that
start
shit.
binging it again.
yeah.
I just been so fucking busy these last 2 weeks. I keep thinking about The Sopranos too, and I'm like, I really want to watch it. I just
Tony.
can't find the time.
Canto.
But yeah,
Besides
I'm
that-
actually gonna go see Godzilla -1 tomorrow.
Oh,
and
I am
then
too. I'm
Oh,
seeing it
Maestro.
tomorrow.
Dang.
Oh really? Yeah, nice. And I'm gonna go see Maestro on Wednesday. So
Eh,
Hell yeah.
nice. I do want to see that one too.
yeah.
Which one?
Maestro. I might go see The Boy and the Heron too
Maestro.
this week, maybe tomorrow.
Oh
We'll
shit!
see.
Is that actually in like theaters?
It's in the one
Yeah.
by me at least. So
Gotcha.
I've never seen a
I,
Miyazaki in
uh,
theaters. I feel like
I
Festival
wouldn't mind going to
films
see
are-
that too. Actually, I haven't seen any Miyazaki films in theaters either.
that'd be
Are they
a cool
re-
experience. I feel
haven't seen
like.
any.
Are they doing it in theaters dubbed or subbed? Do you know?
I think it's
I don't know. I would
both.
assume dubbed, but like,
Yeah.
just because it's like in this country, but like, I don't really
Yeah.
know.
I think you can do both.
I
think
know
they
with
usually have
like
that
anime,
option.
it's like always dubbed in theater, but like,
Yeah.
I guess this is a little different, you
I
know?
mean, I preferred anime to be dubbed. I'm that kind of
Yeah,
guy.
I do too.
But
Yeah.
I
I
don't know. I mean, it's
prefer
like a different experience.
it is, and I
Like either
prefer
one.
sub to be
Yeah.
live action. Like I don't want to watch dubbed live action. So I have standards.
Interesting.
They're somewhere in the middle,
Alright.
you know.
They're fucking wrong, Matt.
Yeah, somebody will tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do want to see that. I hear it potentially could be Miyazaki's last, but I think he said that about like his last 5 movies. So
Yeah, he did.
I
we'll
don't
see.
know. With
Just
with
depends
like,
on how long it takes him to draw the next one.
Yeah, if he can do it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I guess like with the reviews of this one, I would assume he'd do another. Not that I
reviews?
heard it was bad.
Oh.
I heard that like it was just like kind of middle of the pack. Like I heard it was good, but like
I mean, I've
not
seen
like
have you seen any
phenomenal
Miyazaki?
like a Miyazaki.
stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
like
I've seen
him.
like Spirited Away,
Okay.
House Moving Castle, like fucking
Mononoke.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Okay.
Yeah,
Seen that one.
or
Seen
Kiki's
Kiki's.
Delivery Service. Yeah.
I mean, to be quite honest, I like them, but they don't scream like epic storytelling to me. You know, like Kiki's and Tortoro, they're really fun and mystical, like stuff. But
Yeah.
like, I don't really see.
I would say like I don't know. I would say like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke are really like the like
I
what I would
love
say like
Spirited
are more
Away.
like
Princess Mononoke.
storytelling wise. Yeah,
I didn't
honestly,
yeah.
it took me a couple tries to get through it. to be
Really?
honest.
Dude, it was so
Yeah.
slow and so boring when I watched it. I've only seen
I
it
get
once,
it.
though. but-
Really?
Yeah.
It's not a chick riding a wolf. I thought it'd be
Yeah,
like
you'd think it'd be badass.
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did start up The Wire though, because I finished Mr. Robot, so I'm gonna
Ooh.
get onto another train here. Wire. Watched 4 episodes. Digging it.
Okay.
I like the style. I like.
Wait, hang on. My internet cut out. What did you say? Did you like it?
I hated it. Absolute
Yeah.
worst show I've ever seen. No, it's pretty good. I like it. It's good. I like the characters.
That's
They kind of go
Yeah.
on like tangents of like. I'm just thinking about the scene where he's teaching him how to play chess, and it's a
Mhm.
great scene. Love that scene, and I'm curious to see how much they do that, where they kind of just like go
Oh.
outside the story and like get philosophical for you. You know, I can be on
Right,
board for it.
what I love and what makes this series like my top 5 is the characters. It's some of the best character writing,
Mm.
I think. And the way it weaves from different views
hmm
going on in this city.
There's a lot
Different.
of different levels we're seeing for sure. We cut out again.
Ah, shit.
Damn. Now, what did
Wait,
you say?
okay.
We missed it.
Ah, damn. I just like how it plays the characters, and it gives you different perspectives of the city. The city's a character in itself.
Yeah.
And I think that is very cool. And even the bad guys you're like rooting for and you love. So it's just great character writing, great writing. So
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'll be able to move through it here, I think. I'm watching The Curse still. I don't know. I'm coming around to it. It's definitely not a show that I would say most people should watch. But
What even is that? Have
it's
we
the Nathan.
talked about that before?
Yeah, it's the Nathan Fielder
Oh,
show.
the Nathan Fielder show. Gotcha.
It's like pure drama. It's not like his other stuff where it's like he's like operating in the real world. It's like a narrative, and it's very off-putting in almost every way imaginable. But
So like not even enjoyable.
it's hard to like. I watch it. I'm liking it now because I can like get onto its wavelength now. But that
I don't
first
know, man.
episode
Tell
was
us
hard.
how you really feel.
This is it. I mean, I like Nathan Fielder. I like Benny Safdie. They're doing an interesting thing here. It's not my favorite of anything that they've done, but I like the vibe, and I like the idea. It's like the curse. If like you thought you were cursed, like are you cursed, or is like the idea of you being cursed like actually making you cursed? You know what I'm saying? Like
manifesting it.
yeah, it's like, are you
Yeah.
manifesting yourself, or is it like inherently in you that you're this type of person? and you're blaming a curse, you're blaming other things, you know, like
I mean, like, if you want to get
Yeah.
philosophical with it, I think it's just like how each individual perceives that, or just like I don't know. I mean, like, there's a reason why people are into religion. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. That's probably as far as I'm gonna go with that statement, because like I grew up Catholic and I'm not anymore.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think it's like like it's how far you're willing to believe in
Right.
like things that you
It's-
Where
can't
will your
explain.
where will your
Right.
fear take you?
yeah.
Sure, yeah, that too.
Right.
I guess it's like you're watching really unlikable characters too is a hard hurdle. They're like selling renewable homes or like 100% like eco-friendly homes that are completely like 100, like they operate all within its own system, and then they're like basically flipping homes in a New Mexico town, and they're like invading this like native land basically. I don't know. They're trying to like act like they're like these good-hearted people, and they're like absolute terrible people. So it's like hard to
I don't know
like
if I
them at
want to
all.
watch this.
It's hard, man. I will say it's not the easiest to watch, but I'll watch it. I don't know.
That's
Watch the
like
other
kind of
ones.
disappointing though, because like I don't know. I feel like I've been like itching for like the next season of the rehearsal to come out.
Right.
So like I don't know. I thought this would like
Be
hold
something
me
like
over,
that.
but I don't think I even want to.
I
At least
don't
not right now.
wanna make
I think
any
I've got too much else on my list to watch.
That's fair. Yeah. It's nice that there's like a new show out that's like buzzy right now, so that's kind of why I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah.
Because like people are watching it that I follow, but yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
for me, after I'm done with The Sopranos, I'm gonna watch in whatever
Wire?
order I'm gonna watch Mad Men because I haven't watched it before.
Hmm.
I'm gonna watch Fargo, and I think Fleabag is on my list randomly,
Hmm.
and then I also add The Wire, and by that time, probably the new season of
another
True
year.
Detective will be coming out too.
Oh, bro, that's
'Cause I
gonna
think
be
it
like
comes
a
out
few
in
months.
January.
Yeah. I'm watching
That'll
Fargo
be
too.
cool.
I'm caught up on Fargo, the new season. So
Yeah,
I
I haven't
need to
watched
catch
any
up.
of it, so I feel like I should
Fuck.
catch up. I don't know.
for
I
sure.
did watch the first episode, and it's like they're back. You know, we're back. We're back in Fargo.
Back to
So
basics,
I
yeah.
just need to catch up.
For sure.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
I'm in like
Other than-
season 5 of Friends
Hey.
right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
watching.
I got the Friends
That's my favorite.
sock. What's the calendar that you get where you open a thing every day? Advent calendar. I got
Ah.
that. So now I'm opening Friends socks.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Got me into it. Definitely.
I have one of
got me on
those,
board.
but last time I was home for Thanksgiving, my mom gave me one of those, but it's for like hot sauce.
Oh,
So I've just been
Dipping
making a
in hot
shit.
sauce.
I've been making eggs like every day
exotic
Hell
hot
yeah.
sauce every
because
time.
they're like really tiny bottles. So like I'd
Mhm.
use like a whole bottle, like basically like
That's pretty
each
cool. though.
breakfast. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's dope. It's
We
better
had
than
like a
socks. Shit.
Yeah.
No offense to your socks, but hot
Yeah,
sauce
mean-
fucking rules.
I can wear the socks
Yeah.
more than once. Okay, that's my argument.
I guess
That's
true.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Only other thing I
Well-
watched though that's worth talking about, I guess, is Dumb Money. I actually finally got around to that one. It's about
Yeah.
the GameStop
If you like that.
thingy.
Yeah.
You know, it was entertaining. As far as like a biopic goes, I thought it like got to the Reddit
Wait, is it like
Mimi
the
Noogity
rise
Center.
and fall of GameStop?
It's like the GME to the moon. You know, like when it like,
Diamond hands, baby.
where it's like that like just shot up over it was like 2 years ago or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
displaying that event basically.
Oh, okay.
And it's like it's like all drama. It's like Seth Rogen's in it playing a rich dude, Nick Offerman, they're all like rich assholes, and there's
The
the,
movie
guy who's
opens
like
up with
streaming.
The sickest fucking needle drop of WAP. And
It's memey
that
as
was the
fuck.
choice.
It's like hardcore, like you're just like watching Reddit posts on screen, you know. And but to me, I think it kind of like needed that as far as like a fresh biopic goes. I think it kind of like captured the time, the story. It didn't really leave me in the place I thought it should have. Honestly, I think it should have taken it farther. But
that's the thing. The title cards at the end of the movie.
I was
That's
like,
all I
why didn't
need.
we? Well, I was like,
yeah.
why didn't we show this? Because that's like that's like
Right.
some of the more interesting parts of the story.
Exactly.
So I was like,
That's where I
What?
was like, what? Why are we reading this? The most interesting part of this movie we fucking read at the end of the movie when they
Right.
could have stopped the bullshit in the beginning, cut it out, shifted things just a little bit to give us this meat. I don't
That's
know.
fair. I mean, it's definitely not the best, but it was entertaining enough. And I think for some reason I really loved how they showed like their monetary value whenever they put the names up instead
that
of
was
just,
cool.
that was just like a nice touch for the whole story. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's worth a
There
watch,
was
I'd
cool
say.
parts about it. There was cool parts about it. Just
So many
it didn't work for
actors
me.
and shit. That's fair. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like started the final chapter of Attack on Titan. But like I was like laying in bed, like I think I fell asleep watching it. I don't know. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and it was subbed, so like I only know a little bit of like what even happened, and it was pretty ridiculous. Like Armin was just like, "I'm gonna fucking blow up by him, and then it'll like take Eren out," and then Eren just like absorbs his ass. And I'm just like,
Spoilers,
what the
Joe.
fuck?
Now I can't watch it.
It was like the first. It was like the first 5 or 10 minutes, dude. All right, you'll find out. Like,
yeah, I still gotta watch the first part or whatever because I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I'm just waiting.
It's like, who fucking cares? I
That
don't
ship
know.
has sailed for me. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just. I don't want to dive back in.
I'm just kind of like irritated with like how hyped that show still is, and like how much people
Yeah,
still
people
think
talk
that
about it
that
like
is
it's
a good
still.
show. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it just like irritates me because like it was like a really interesting premise, and then it just
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
Petered away.
Man,
this is
yeah.
bullshit.
Got
And
away from
besides
itself.
that, I watched the Scott Pilgrim show.
Oh, nice.
what
I
do you
actually
think?
liked it. I don't
Really?
know. I mean, basically, like, it's like his. Well, I don't. Have you two watched it, or like, do you want
I've
to
only
watch it?
seen the first 2 episodes. I haven't
Gotcha.
watched
All
more.
right.
Yeah.
Well, then I probably shouldn't
You
spoil
don't
the
have to-
entire thing.
well, you can still give your opinion on it.
I don't know. I still think it was. I don't know. I feel like. So from what I read, because like I have read like the fucking graphic novel or whatever, like the comic,
Okay.
and it's like basically the exact same thing as the movie. So like,
Right.
I mean, like word for word, it's the exact same thing. Anyway,
Nice.
so like I guess like from what you were talking about before about how you couldn't tell if it was like referencing the show or like referencing like itself or the movie or
Yeah.
like, and like I kind of get it because like in like the, I don't know, they eventually like have a whole thing where they're like making the movie and it's basically like making the movie. But
A
like
lot of
I thought
levels.
this was just like an interesting twist because they basically like used that to their advantage where it was like basically like, I don't know how I thought about it. Like the movie is like the first arc of the show of like Scott Pilgrim the comic or whatever. And this is basically like the last arc. And there's a bunch of shit that probably happened in between, but like this is like, I don't know, some weird fucked up parallel universe or some shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good way to look at it, I'd say.
I don't know.
It's definitely like a
I liked
remix
it.
or that's good. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Did you get
finish that up?
Did you like the moment that I was talking about where it's like the whatever song? That's just still the highlight of the show for me. It's like it's the number 2. He's just like skateboarding, and there's this song in the background. It's like whatever.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's just one of the best.
I
it's the
think
best
it,
moment.
like when he's skating in Hollywood.
Yeah. He's just
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's some 2000s dude artist
Dude,
like
like,
made the song. But
Or like having all of like the same voice actors for pretty much all of the like parts. Like I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised
That's
like
weird.
how much some of the characters were like in it. I don't know, like Chris Evans' character was in like almost
Yeah.
every episode.
that's true.
Like I don't
That's
know,
pretty cool.
just like
Michael
kind of.
Cera,
Because
I like went back and forth. I was like, is that even him? Like,
I didn't even
yeah,
know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kinda
I
weird.
didn't recognize him at 1st.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think that's just because like Edgar Wright, they probably just had so much fun doing the movie, you know,
Yeah.
and like saw how
I
the
can
movie
see that.
did, and they're just like, yeah, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
do some more.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, anything else worthy of chatting about, or shall we close her out for next week?
I gotta go because
I
I gotta
can't,
get up
but-
at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So,
Oof.
Damn.
Tomorrow's my off day, so I'm
lucky bastard.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
lucky. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Talk next week. Raising Arizona and what was it? Training Day.
Training day, yeah.
Training day.
We'll see you
Yeah.
then.